Bloke Targ, our friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another Orc Mode workout. Today was max effort deadlift day, and unlike my phenomenal bench day yesterday, today didn't go so good. But we'll address the weaknesses. We own our weaknesses, we fix them. But just a reminder for those of you who like these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Help me keep the likes higher than the dislikes. That's all that I ask from my viewers. That really is all that I ask of you. And I've been gaining strength in spite of cutting, because I'm down 3 pounds so far, and I'll continue to cut. I will cut at least another 12 pounds, and then we'll assess from there. Doesn't mean I stop. Doesn't mean I'll bulk. It means that we will assess. And I think that's reasonable. It's 215, then assess. So this was grindy. Look how grindy this was. And this is not heavy for me. I mean, well, I don't pull often sumo. I haven't been pulling sumo. But I pulled 575 cleaner than that off of a 1-inch block 2 weeks ago. First time doing any moderately heavy sumo. So I need to work on my technique there. Obviously there's technique issues. The bar drifted a little too far forward. I've got to work on my footing. But I'm also really weak immediately off the floor. And I think that was apparent. Like I had to grind through. And it's because I came off the floor pretty slow. Right? I came off the floor slow, and I could tell I was slow off the floor on the ramp ups. I'm talking with 200 pounds less than that. Like even at 300, I could tell I was a little slow off the floor. But we needed to go ahead and get one to where we had to really grind. Why? I need to see where my weak links are. And I've realized today I was going to start working in a little bit of quad work again. Yes, I know I get a lot of quad work on speed days, but I know I need the extra quad. I know I need the extra abductor work. So we're going to have to push all that with supplemental lifts, right? Have to push all the supplemental lifts. And I felt that. That was not upper body. My back felt phenomenal. Like my back strength is getting so much better. I felt nothing in my back on that grind. You know where I felt all of it? My abductors and my VMO. So it'd be the vastus medialis, which again, that inner teardrop of the quad down by the knee. I felt that. I felt my whole abductor. Okay, the whole inside of the thigh there. They completely were giving out. They were completely giving out. In other words, they were making it hard to even break it off the floor. So we have to work on that. And I will work on that. I'm going to keep doing the really wide stance box squats. And you know what? Here's the thing. If I'm weak in that stance on the sumo deadlift, I'm weak in that stance on the squat. Okay? And if I want to do real wide stance squats, I have to address those muscles. Right? I have to address them. They have to build them up. Now we can do that with the box squatting and the speed pulls, and I'm going to have to work more on technique on speed pulls. I'm going to have to adjust my programming a little on the speed pulls. I'm aware of that. I've already been thinking of that for a week now. We'll address it. And none of this has to do with my conventional. I have no doubt if I walked over, I could pull 600 plus conventional today with no problem. Zero doubt in my mind based on all my back strength. But I'm trying to work on sumo also. And I need all of this to carry over to my squatting. Right? The lifts I'm doing right now, this will keep building my conventional deadlift is going to go up just from all these good mornings. These safety bar good mornings combined with the reverse hypers, it'll continue to climb. I have no doubt these lifts alone will get me to 650. Okay? No doubt in my mind. But we need that sumo to come up. Because I need to be stronger at all these positions. It's not good enough to say, hey, I'm strong at one angle. Yeah, that doesn't cut it. And if I'm not strong out wide, how's my squat going to be out wide? And we know that's where the best squats happen. So there's got to be a synergy between all of that. So we keep hammering away, just like we're finally seeing me dial it in on the bench. We've got to keep moving forward. And it doesn't matter. People go, you're strong, Jason. You squat 550 high bar with a medium stance. Like you Olympic squat 550. You conventional 615. It's not enough. No, that's not enough, guys. We got to keep moving forward. That's good. That's not an elite squat. My deadlift is barely elite. If you go look at something like USPA's charts for my age and weight, it's barely elite. Like if I lose 1 pound off of it, I'm no longer elite. All right, that's not going to cut it. I need to be good at everything. And we need to be good at sumo. We need to be good at conventional. We need to be able to wide grip bench, close grip bench. We need to be able to do everything. So I've got to build all my weak links. And that's how we stay injury free, guys. We have to remember that. How do we avoid injuries where we need balanced strength? When we address every single weak link and we get the training variation in, you know, we get hurt less often. Okay, this is important. So hip belt squats. Did 3 by 20 today. Went back to, you know, fairly challenging weight for me, and I'm surprised I picked them right back up. But look at my quads. My quads are still big. But we need those areas to grow. I need that quad down by the knee right there, inside the knee. Right? The inside part. That's big, but I need to put another inch on that. The abductor, whole inside of the thigh there, I need another inch on that. Right? And that's just going to replace the fat I lose. I mean, my legs may not even grow in terms of dimension while I'm cutting. They just displace the fat that's there with extra muscle. How to bring them up, just like I'm doing all that tricep work. My triceps, I need to add at least an inch or more to my triceps. That's what we have to do. So we address all those weak links too. So we've got to keep pushing these things. It doesn't matter that I'm doing a slow cut right now to trim body fat down. We still have to build muscle. We still have to get stronger. And I've got a lot of things that have to be addressed. My arms in general, but particularly the triceps, rear delts, all that stuff. Upper back. Got to be addressed for my benching. Right? I mean, my hamstrings are coming along good right now. They're growing, but, you know, we'll have to keep addressing those. My T-spine, right, which again, part of the upper back again. It's all got to be addressed. Which that's what we're doing with all the safety bar work. But we've got to get the legs built up in the right spots too. Okay, got to keep building it. I'm a 550 squatter. I need to get to 600. I'm a 615 puller. We need to get to 650, 670. Got to keep moving. We need to get that bench to 375. And we can do it all under 220. And I get people are like, wait, you cut down under 220. Could you cut water? And maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I want to do big water cuts. I'd have to get pretty lean to do the 198 later. But at the very least, I can fill out the 220. But I need to get down back under, well under 220 to give myself some wiggle room. Give myself some growth room. Myself some options. But we still go for those strength numbers. I've got to keep pushing it, guys. So yeah, I'm going to do the hip belt squats. I'm not going to do them all the time. I'm going to just do them on max effort day. All right, they work. Because I want to put the same slot will be done, glute ham raises will be done in this slot on speed day. All right, so we'll have a little more hamstring dominance on that day, a little more quad and adductor on this one. But it's all got to grow. But these are definitely limiting my sumo, those muscles, the muscles that I'm training here. I mean, it's working everything in the low body. But this nice wide stance, putting that focus on those muscles that we need. Because I've got to get faster off the floor on those sumos. And I've got to work on the bar path. Like that technique was off a little bit. And anyone can look at that and tell. So I'm going to get people who come in and they don't listen and they'll say, oh, work on your sumo technique. But they won't tell you specifically what they think I need to fix because they don't actually know because they're usually idiots. Yeah, I know I need to fix it. I know what I need to fix. There's some specific mobility things that I need to correct to improve my technical aspect of it. Because the sumo is very technical compared to the conventional. The conventional deadlift is the most non-technical of any of your big lifts. It really is. You could literally learn it perfectly in 5 minutes and have a perfect conventional deadlift the rest of your life, right? You don't need to practice it once you learn it. That's why I'm good at it. I can just come in and do it anytime I want and hit PRs on it without having done it. So then we went over, these were tough today. I was kind of fatigued because if you guys notice on this first set, my legs are shaking and it's because I had just done those hip belt squats. They're tough. They are tough. And I'll get stronger at them. I mean, I've got to be able to increase that weight for the 20 rep sets. Doing volume, but it's got to be tension matters. But that's a lift you'll never put a heavy weight on. Like you'll see guys, well, you know, couldn't you get up to 300 pounds on that? If you could do 20 reps for 300 pounds on a hip belt squat, you're probably a 750 raw squatter. Okay? I'm just trying to get to 600. We don't need to get that extreme. Be nice if I could, but I'm not going to bank on it. But I'm going to bring the quads up some, the abductors, because I need them for that wide stance squat. It'll get my sumo up, and it'll get my sumo caught up to my conventional, and then my conventional will probably just go up. Then all the back work. But I did 4 sets of these today. They were just feeling off because I was so tired. My legs were shaking. And I got really good back work. Plus, we did inverted rows yesterday. And I did 5 sets of those. So I get away with 4 sets of these today. They're fine. Still, that's still averaging 18 sets of rows a week. Most people don't do that. And my lats are not a particularly weak link. I mainly do these just to keep all of that going and to really hammer the grip. That's the biggest deal for me, and the reason I use the axle bar and I still do these instead of a bunch of inverted rows. I need the grip training, and it's really good grip training for my deadlift. I need to make sure that my grip is strong enough to hold 700 pounds later, right? But this is obviously isn't my only lat work. I also have my inverted rows, which are a little more finesse, and I could always go back to doing these 4 days instead of those. But for now, I think I'm striking a good balance between the two. Particularly because the inverted rows help my bench a little bit more, and these help my deadlift a little bit more. So therefore, I do them on the accompanying days. Even though they're both technically a row, they work a lot of very, very similar muscles with a little more emphasis in certain areas. They work this way for the accessories. Then we did these. These were easier today. I went up because I'm like, let me use my calibrated plates because I noticed the other plates, they roll a lot on there and it makes sounds and squeals. And I've re-oiled everything up and re-greased all the Zerk fittings and everything. I bet you most of you don't even know what a Zerk is. Look it up. Zerk with a Z. Zerk fittings. There's Zerk fittings on the bearings on these. So I had to use the grease gun on them. And I re-greased it up, but it was still squealing a little bit. But I noticed with these plates it doesn't. I made a 10-pound jump and these weren't that bad. I went up to 370. And as I've said, what's the goal? 425 for 5 sets of 25. I'm getting closer. Because I remember when 350 felt almost impossible to finish. These were doable, and I ended up doing 30 reps on the last set. And again, I'll get people who chime in and say, this is not the correct way to do these. And it's kind of like, I want to look at those people and go, who do you think you are? Okay. I'm going to get some guy in here who squats 400 pounds, who has never watched any instructional videos on how to perform these by anyone involved with the man who created the device, right? You have no clue what in the hell you're talking about. And that's fine, because you see some other coach who has his own opinion on how to use this. That's great. I have coach friends who have their own opinions on how to use it. But you can keep your goddamn opinion to yourself. I didn't ask you. I get advice from guys who trained at Westside on how to do these. Okay, if you did not train at Westside under Louis Simmons directly, I don't care about your opinion on how to use his device. How's that for fair? I have people who I'm friends with, who I can get advice from. We don't need your help. We don't need your input. And that's the other reminder too. Anytime someone comes in and they want to discuss my form, I want to see your lifting videos and I want to see who you coach. Okay? I want to see what you lift. Otherwise, I'm going to ban you. Your input isn't needed. Okay? I've had at least one guy assess my form for me who squats 1,000 pounds without a suit. I'm not going to say who it is. There aren't many guys doing that. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out. If people see my friends list, it's not hard to tell who they are on my private Facebook. Okay? You squat 1,000 pounds? Okay. I'm going to take his advice over your advice on my squat form or anything else, right? I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask some guy who squats 450. I'm just not interested. And if he thinks my form looks good on a lift, I think we're good. So let's come over to the point. I don't care about your opinion on the way I do my reverse hypers. I'm following a certain protocol. Advice from someone who I do trust, who is a phenomenal coach who studied under Louis Simmons, on what protocol I need to use on these right now to reach my goals. Okay? I do them in the way that Louis instructs. He owns the patent for this device. He used it to rehab his low back after breaking it. The guy broke his back and he built this device to rehab his own back, and then he deadlifted over 700 pounds. I'm an older guy. I'm in my 40s. I want to keep my back healthy. I'm just going to do it the way he says. Fair enough? And if anyone has a problem with that logic, it's not my problem. But these felt good today. Like using these other plates was quite a bit different. Like, and I could just be getting stronger, so I just felt that way in my head, maybe because they look smaller. But I went up 10 pounds, got my reps, ended up doing 5 extra. So we'll bump it next time. Then I knocked out just 3 sets of hammer curls to figure. I didn't even bother to take the sweats back off. And people are like, why do you put the sweats on for that? Because I don't want you guys to have to look at my butt crack. I have to look at my butt crack. And of course, I've had trolls coming in the last couple of days. This guy's fat and needs to lose weight. I'm on a cut right now. If you guys follow my blog, you know what I'm doing. Right? Straightforward. I'm grumpy today because of the lock-in, by the way. You guys are going to have to put up with that. And I think everybody is. I think everybody wants to vent a little bit. I've been going out quite a bit anyways to get things, but yeah, I haven't left home in a couple of days, so I'm going to be a little grumpy. I'm actually more of an extrovert than people realize. I need social interaction. So I'm going to be a little grumpy in some videos, and that's okay. But I just did 3 of these to failure. I decided to change the rep ranges around a little bit. I'm going to do some 10s and 12s with the football bar, but some of these just to finish off and get some high volume hammer curls in, I'll come in and do some 20 plus rep sets. Again, just to accompany all the rowing. And you guys already know why we're doing hammer curls. We've discussed it ad nauseum quite a few times. I'm not going to jump into it on this one. I spent so much time ranting. But all my supplemental work went great. Worked on the things I need to work on. I wasn't happy with the deadlifts this time. I've been happy with my last 3 max effort sessions. My last 3 have been good. Actually, my last 4. Today wasn't so good, but that's okay. We're going to have off days. We're going to have days where our lift sucks and we picked a lift that really brings out our current weaknesses big time. And then we attack those weaknesses. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.